All right, y'all, let's talk about D Rose. So Derrick Rose is arguably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, what if in NBA history. It's a lot of players you like to sit there and wonder, okay, had they been drafted by another team, played in another era with different teammates? What would they look like, etc.? Would the story be different? And others, it's just about health, like the Brandon Roys of the world, Paul George as he not got injured, and Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was so great, man. Drafted in '08, he very quickly climbed up the ladder by improving each year and on his way to becoming the youngest MVP in NBA history only in year 3 to year 4 after leading the Chicago Bulls to the number 1 seed in the East that had the Miami Heat led by LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. And as a 22-year-old, 21-year-old, he was already able to accomplish that feat. He either went into the playoffs and he played them tough, lost, because quite frankly, it's not because of his play, but it's really because, first of all, he was going against arguably the best version of LeBron James, at least physically, and also because he was undermanned as far as talent to talent, right? Although the Bulls were good. So
handful plus some. For those who don't know, it was D Rose, Steph Curry, and Kyrie Irving. Because you know, Derrick Rose thought he was the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And in order to say that, you know who you got to see. You got to see number 6.
Was he at that time?
No offense, but no.
Not close.
No. The only thing with Brian why he didn't win 3-4 straight MVPs is because when he went to Miami, people didn't like it. The same stats year before when he won MVP, he put the same, if not even better, the next year in Miami, but he didn't win it. What's the difference?
That makes sense.
D Rose was, like I said, when people ask me who the hardest guy I ever had to guard, I tell them that D Rose was the toughest guy. Your favorite point guards of today had no chance against Derrick Rose.
Yep.
No offense, but like, Kai and Steph, no chance against that guy.
He was strong too.
Man, people was getting the D Rose flu. Cass was, when he would come to town, Cass ain't even want to play.
Yep.
Not me, I'm just saying, but for real, it was word around the league. Cass was like, oh, D Rose playing, I'm feeling some tendonitis. Cass ain't want to see that dude.
there was no doubt that Derrick Rose was on his way, in my opinion, to win at least one championship. He was also one of the very first players we've seen at the point guard position that was this relentless, explosive, while still being under control. That fast, that strong, that, aggressive on his attack to the basket, and still it didn't feel like he was just out there running around and hustling. Like, Russell Westbrook in some kind of his years, he has a lot of great points, a lot of skill set, right? But if you look at the way Russell Westbrook plays, sometimes it's like, he's just going 100 miles per hour and he doesn't really have the time to think. You didn't feel that way about Derrick Rose when he played. Like, he felt like he was under perfect control. He was just faster and stronger than everyone at his position at the very least, which was very, very impressive, right? He's also arguably the only player to make the Bulls relevant since Michael Jordan. And a lot of conversation like to wonder what would have been D-Rose's career and how far he would have led him and how high he would rank on the NBA all-time list had he been able to have a healthy prime. And unfortunately, the injuries got the best of him. And now he's actually still in the league. And I totally forgot. He plays on the Grizzlies and he's averaging like 8 points and he can't stay on the court anymore, which is a shame. But anyways, let's focus on the best aspect of Derrick Rose, and we're going to talk about MVP D Rose. The reason why we're making this video is because Norris Cole, so for those of you that don't remember him, he's a point guard. He played the NBA. He wasn't great. He wasn't bad either. He was able to have a pretty decent career in the NBA, and he was also a part of the Big Three Heat. A part of the Miami Heat with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, right? So he got to compete and witness firsthand the greatness of Derrick Rose. So take a listen to what Norris Cole had to say about how Derrick Rose, how great he was, and then we're going to come back and react to it. But before I play the clip, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, so there you have it. So we're going to address several things that Norris Cole said. First of all, we're going to ignore that stuff about LeBron James. That's another conversation. Let's focus solely on Derrick Rose and the other point guards of this era. So first off, let's assess how good and how well would Derrick Rose actually fare against today's competition in today's NBA, right? There are some profiles maybe you wonder their ability to switch from one era to another. But in this case, man, Derrick Rose, I think in my mind, there's no doubt that he would absolutely eat in today's game. In the new NBA that we watch, We have to go through softened rules, a very fast pace, which plays to Derrick Rose asset, right? Heavy spacing, high usage rates for point guards, and weak defense. I think Derrick Rose, like, he would be amongst the 30 points per game scorers right now, and he might have a shot at being the lead scorer in the NBA. I wouldn't be shocked had he been healthy, a healthy D Rose in this era. Absolutely. I will say this though: his success would be really dependent on roster construction. Just because today's game, you need to be able to shoot, and Derrick Rose was never a great 3 point shooter. He had a decent mid range game, but from the three, if you look at his career average from the 3 point line, is below 32%, which is far below league average, right? So he would definitely need a team with, 5 men out, a Brook Lopez type center, and if you give him all that, you play five guys outside of the paint. Most teams, do not have like that dominant presence in the paint to stop him. Oh yeah, man, Derrick Rose would go for 30. Absolutely. Would he have won a championship? I think he would. I think at some point he would have won at least one championship. Most definitely, given how great he was, given how tough he was already able to play against LeBron in the playoffs. Yep, at least one championship. Now, about Norris Cole saying that Kai and Stephen Curry and all the top point guards that we see today would not have a chance against Derrick Rose. Do I agree with that? First, let's assess what that means, right? So that would mean that if they play one-on-one, that none of these guys could guard Derrick Rose. I think it's fair to say that. But I think we can also say that the other way around, right? I don't think Derrick Rose, if you put him one-on-one on an island with Kyrie Irving, is going to be able to go out there and stop Kyrie. Absolutely not. Kyrie would get his buckets. Derrick Rose would get his too. Same with Stephen Curry, and same with most of the top point guards in the NBA. This is actually one of the biggest flaws in today's game, is that, the players are so great offensively now that when they really catch a rhythm, it doesn't really matter who it is out there on the other side guarding. If it's one-on-one situation, it's barbecue chicken on any given night, right? And so what does that mean in the grand scheme of things, saying that, okay, Stephen Curry could not guard D Rose? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's about roster construction, and it's about assets, it's about matchups, coaching, etc. And then we see who can actually win the championships. But, even if you look at today's game, Stephen Curry is by far all time the greatest point guard that we have in our game right now. 4 championships. Most of the point guards do not even have one championship. But Stephen Curry cannot guard any of the top point guard in today's NBA. He cannot. So that means nothing, saying that Derrick Rose would completely dominate Stephen Curry one-on-one. That means nothing. Because, on the other hand, he cannot stop Stephen Curry either. He cannot stop Kyrie. He cannot stop Luka. He cannot stop Shai. And we can keep going, right? So that doesn't mean much. Now, about all-time, would Derrick Rose be ranked higher all-time than, the point guards that we see today? Other than Stephen Curry, yeah. I think he would have a shot at being number 2, a very decent shot at being number 2. Because even if you look at his resume right now, which was cut short by injuries, he's already an MVP, and he was able to make all-star teams 3 times. So he's below Kyrie right now with that very shortened NBA career. Obviously, he's beyond Stephen Curry. He would be below Chris Paul, below Russell Westbrook. But had he been able to have 13 years of healthy basketball? Oh yeah, I think other than Chris Paul and Westbrook, who are arguable without the championship, both of these guys have put the time in, right? They have accolades and all that stuff. But yeah, he would be right up there with them. And if he won a championship, it would be easy and comfortably number 2 compared to the other point guards of this era and all time. D-Rose got a very solid roster and been able to play 13 to 15 years, all-time greatness NBA, maybe being the best point guard in the NBA for an extended period of time. Oh yeah, man, he could definitely be a top 5 point guard all time. he had a shot. We can't guarantee it, obviously, because we did not see enough of Derrick Rose. But from what he saw and what he showed for the first 4 years, yeah, I think that's a safe assessment. That Derrick Rose, no injury, top 5 point guard of all time. Easy for me in my book. Anyways, these are my thoughts. We can close the video right here. If you made it this far, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching. And more importantly, get in that comment section and let's have that convo, man. What is Derrick Rose ceiling all time if he never gets injured? What's his ceiling? What are his accomplishments? How many MVPs? How many championships? And would that being greater than guys like Kyrie, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Stephen Curry? Let's talk about it. It's been your boy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.